Everybody, and welcome back to Betty and Leon. I'd just like to have a shout out for all the people that just subscribed recently. We really appreciate it. Thanks for that. So on today's episode, we're going to be restoring a set of 13-inch Rebel wheels. These are going to go onto Leon. We're going to polish the lip. This is a bit sort of a satin finish at the moment. I wouldn't mind it a bit more mirror. And we're going to paint this inside edge here and around the inside and the outside as well. Color theme, we're going to go for something that's pretty cool, I think. I won't tell you what it is right now, but for those who know John Player Special Cars back in the 80s, 70s, that's the way we're headed. So for those that don't know, maybe too young to know, I think it's cool. We'll see what you reckon in the comments below at the end of the video. So up until this point, we've had a little bit of work done on these wheels. I ended up getting them for a score probably 5 years ago. I think I paid about $400 for them, which is pretty awesome. Hard to find now. They're probably about $1,000, $1,200. So that's why I'm restoring them. You can't buy them new anymore. And these are the original Rebel wheels, which there was a set of, I guess, knockoffs or remanufactured wheels in about 2010, 2011, 2012, somewhere there. They're meant to be not as good, I'm not sure. I don't have a set, but these are the original deals. So even in saying that, these wheels still do have a few issues. Yeah, they leak air sometimes. The casting back in the day wasn't that great, so to get around that, I'm just going to paint the inside of the wheel so it fills up all those pores. We've also had some seats put into the wheel for the 4x110. They are a 4x110 wheel, but what I mean is that the taper on the seat is different depending on your wheel nuts. So we've had them changed to what we run. We run an MCA wheel nut, just an off-the-shelf thing, and they work really well, and they're nice and lightweight, so it helps keep that unsprung weight down. All right, enough of me talking. Let's get into paint stripping them, and then polishing them and then painting them. That's pretty much the procedure. I'm doing this for the first time. I'm just winging it. And I think a lot of guys, in their backyards can understand that to learn, you've just got to do. So I'm just going to do today. Hopefully they turn out all right. I guess we'll find out. Let's do it. Alrighty, so I've just stripped off all of the wheel weights and the old valves we've got going on in there. Now I'm going to paint strip it. Now I've just gone down to Super Cheap, grabbed myself some Septone, pretty standard paint stripper. I looked into and I did a lot of research on, will the paint stripper damage the alloy or cause any issues with the alloy? It doesn't seem like it will. Obviously there's another option here. You could go get a bead blasted or something like this, or vapor blasted probably is the best solution at the moment. But I don't really have time for that. I don't want to spend a lot of money on it. Maybe if it was a road car and it was a bit more showy, I would spend that sort of time. But being a race car, things get turned around fairly regularly, and we're trying to go for bang for buck, I suppose. So the fastest turnaround is always the best for us on a race car as we develop something. So it doesn't mean you don't do it well, but you just get it done as opposed to having to sort of outsource that, wait on people to get it done. Time blows out, and then before you know it, you're a day away from a race meet and you're trying to get tyres on and organise wheel alignments and all this sort of stuff. So in the interest of being quick, that's why I'm going down this route. So I'm going to put some paint stripper on. After that, I'm going to use my Karcher, wherever it is, my high pressure cleaner, to clean all of that off, and then hopefully we're left with like a nice alloy finish that is ready to sort of be a little bit sandpapered and scuffed up and then painted. Before I paint them though, I am going to polish them, and then I'm going to tape up the polishing. I just think that will be the easier solution here than trying to remove paint. I'm just going to try and not get paint on the areas I don't want in the first place. So we'll see how that works out. But yeah, you know, it's coming along. We're getting there. So you can see here I've just finished the paint stripping. Took about three goes at the paint stripping, with each layer, you know, taking off more and more to the point where I'm happy with it. Next, I'm going to start polishing it. So what I've got and what you'll find on the web, the old Supercheap three-step polishing kit. It's like 20 bucks, and the results I've seen on the web, you know, it comes out looking pretty sweet. So I'm gonna obviously start off with step 1, which is more of like a cleaning compound. 2 is kind of like a light cutting compound, and then 3 is the heavy cutting compound. So gonna give it a lash on these guys. All I'm gonna be polishing is the outer lip and these front faces, and also the backside lip. Everything else will get painted, so painted on the inside here and the reverse side of the wheel, and we're going to throw some colour into these sections here. So the tape job will have to be pretty good for it to look good, but I'm kind of keen to see how it'll shake out in the end. Gonna work too hard on getting decent gouges out, because again you'll upset the balance of the wheel. So being a race car, I want them as balanced as possible, and we're going to live with a few knocks and scrapes. It's just how it's going to roll with these guys. I was just thinking about it, I was looking at old butter chicken over here. It looked pretty fat with a set of 13-inch Rebels on it. Maybe we'll have to go dig in for another set. So I've just finished polishing the lips and the, you know, this part of the spoke, and then the rear lip as well. And they came out pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, I think that step 1 and step 2 of that kit didn't really do a lot, but step 3 with the red compound really, I guess, stripped the metal and polished it up. So I was just using my Makita corded drill, you know, flat out with the big buffing wheel. I actually had a spare buffing wheel here, so I went to the bigger one. The bigger circumference just seemed to work a bit better. Any marks you can kind of see in it all polish out when I'm using a bit of, what do we got here? Bowden Zone metal polish. So that's pretty awesome, so don't be too bothered by that. But they're now ready for taping up, because I'm going to paint, you know, in these sections, the cast, like sort of the casting sections, and then the top and the inside certain colors. So let's get onto that. They're coming out pretty good. I think they're coming out better than what I thought as well, so it makes it worth it. The polishing also took about 2.5 hours, I guess. So anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes a wheel. You know, if you were doing a full-faced wheel with lots of, like, say, a meshed wheel, I think you'd be there for a day each, because it would just take you so long to get into all the little nooks and crannies. But these are pretty simple, and because race car as well, you know, it's not going on the street. It's just got to look good at speed and be in balance, and you know, the appearance, the form part of it, of the function and form. They just have to look good on the car at speed. So I think we've achieved that so far. Alright peeps, it's time for the reveal. I've just finished painting the wheels. I've just removed all the tape. To say that I'm happy with how they turned out is a real understatement. I've never really polished anything like this before, like spent the time and effort on them. I've never really spent the time sort of taping things perfectly and doing all sorts of stuff, but this time I did, and I'm super happy with the result. I'm going to show you, so let's flick to it right now. So as you can see, they look really awesome. You know, they're polished outer lip with the gold center, painted the black on the inside of the wheel and on the outside of the wheel. But I also left the rear edge of the wheel polished, just so when you're getting tires on and off, you're not chipping paint and things all the time. What can I say? Super happy. I can't wait to see them on the black car that is Leon. So let's jump on over to Leon right now and check him out. And there we have him, Leon, in his brand new dancing shoes, ready to rock at next week's Historic Queensland event. I really hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, and you're not a subscriber, please hit that subscribe button. And also, for those that continued and watched till the end, give me some feedback. What do you reckon? Do you reckon a set of Rebels would suit the butter chicken? I actually think they would. Anyway, until next time, stay cool, legends.